And of course, it was a hot one today. We had a high temperature of 94 degrees. Our normal high is 87, so well above normal, though not close to that record high of 100. That was set way back in 1901. And we've got some more hot days coming up, though I don't think will be quite as hot as today. Taking a look at the radar right now across the area, it is sweeping clear. Had one little isolated shower that popped up south of the Albemarle Sound a little bit earlier this evening, working its way in off the Atlantic Ocean. You can see a couple of those right through there. But the main batch of rain is still out towards our west. We have a front that's sort of stalled in here. Usually these fronts will come barreling eastward and give us some relief from the heat, but that doesn't look like it'll be the case. It's just going to wash out as this big ridge of high pressure over the Atlantic works its way back closer to the coastline. So we're looking at another day with hot temperatures and muggy conditions, though with a little more easterly wind. I don't think things will be quite as hot tomorrow. Temperatures starting out in the 70s as we start the day Tuesday morning. Winds fairly light, but there's that slight easterly wind, and that'll keep coastal areas a few degrees cooler than inland spots. We'll average it out, say about 90 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow. Slight chance of an isolated shower. Once again, the best chances will be along and west of Interstate 95. So I think most of us should remain dry through the day tomorrow. But again, a muggy and warm afternoon and evening, going with temperatures in the 70s tomorrow evening. And then on Wednesday, a little bit of a stronger easterly wind for Independence Day. And Futurecast is backing off the showers just a little bit more compared to what it was going earlier. I still think it's a little overdone. Still a chance of an isolated shower or two on Independence Day. But notice temperatures not quite as hot on Wednesday. We'll go about 87 or 88 for Wednesday, with temperatures a little bit cooler right near the coastline. As we take a look at conditions outside right now, mainly clear skies, a little bit of that haze off in the distance, 83 degrees. Winds are calm, and the dew point, 78 degrees. It is almost tropical out there. And when you factor that in with the temperatures, it still feels like the 90s in many spots. Currently 80 degrees in Surrey, 79 in Gloucester, 77 in Manteo, 79 in Matthews, 80 in Suffolk, 83 in Moyock, and 83 up in Wachapreague. So for tonight, mainly clear, muggy and warm, 78 for a low temperature with light winds. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, hot and humid once again, high temperatures around 90. 77 mainly clear, muggy and warm tomorrow night. And for Wednesday, Independence Day, 4th of July, 87 degrees, that slight chance of a thunderstorm. Partly sunny skies, and for all the fireworks later that evening, looking dry. We're looking at temperatures around 8 o'clock of 81 degrees, 80 at 9, and by 10 o'clock, temperatures holding right around 80 degrees as well, with partly cloudy skies. For Thursday, 89 with an isolated shower thunderstorm possible. Same thing for Friday. Best chances of rain will come Friday night into Saturday. That's when a cold front will finally work its way eastward. 84 Saturday and 84 Sunday with maybe an early morning shower, so cooler weather with that front, and then 86 on Monday. But again, it's 4th of July. It's usually hot here in Hampton Roads.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Evan.
You're welcome.